It was the early hours of April 18, 2016, in the quiet town of Midlothian, Texas. Creekside Church of Christ stood silent, its halls awaiting the arrival of Missy Bevers, a beloved fitness instructor who had dedicated herself to inspiring others through her Camp Gladiator workout session. Missy was known for her boundless energy and infectious enthusiasm. But that morning, the tranquility of the church would be shattered by a scene of unimaginable horror. Participants arriving for the 5 a.m. fitness class were met with a ghastly sight. Missy's lifeless body lay in a pool of blood, brutally attacked. The cheerful, vibrant instructor was now the centerpiece of a crime scene that would baffle investigators and horrify the community. The gymnasium, once filled with the sound of exertion and encouragement, now echoed with the shock and sorrow of those who discovered her. Police were summoned immediately, their initial assessment revealing a puzzling array of clues. Surveillance footage from the church's security cameras offered a startling glimpse of the events leading up to Missy's murder. The grainy video showed a figure clad in SWAT gear, roaming the church's hallways with a methodical, almost eerie calm. The assailant's purposeful movements and the use of a hammer as the murder weapon suggested premeditation. The motive remained unclear. Midlothian was a town where everyone knew each other. Close-knit community now torn apart by fear and uncertainty. Missy's murder was not just a crime. It was a betrayal of the safety and trust that bound the community together. Vigils were held, candles were lit, and prayers were offered. But the shadow of the unknown killer loomed large, casting a pall over every gathering. The enigmatic figure, captured on surveillance, became the focal point of the investigation. Clad head to toe in tactical gear, the suspect's identity was completely obscured. Investigators pored over the footage, noting the distinctive gait and deliberate actions. Was the killer someone with law enforcement or military experience? Or was the outfit a clever disguise to mislead the authorities? Questions mounted. Answers were elusive. Attention quickly turned to Missy's husband, Brandon Bevers. An unfortunate truth in many homicide invasions that spouses are often primary suspects. However, Brandon had a solid alibi. He was out of town on a fishing trip with friends. His grief and confusion were palpable. He cooperated fully with the investigation, providing no evidence to support his involvement. Yet, whispers of suspicion and conjecture continued to swirl around him. Missy had arrived at the church around 4:20 a.m., and the suspect was seen on the surveillance footage just minutes later. This narrow window of time suggested that the killer had been lying in wait, prepared to strike. But how did they know Missy's schedule so precisely? The meticulous planning pointed to someone familiar with her routine, possibly even a member of her fitness class or social circle. As investigators delved deeper into Missy's personal life, they uncovered a series of unsettling messages she had received on social media. These anonymous threats, filled with vitriol and menace, hinted at a darker undercurrent in her otherwise bright and positive life. Was Missy being stalked? Was this a crime of passion or revenge? The online harassment added another layer of complexity to the already intricate investigation. Financial records were scrutinized, revealing a less than rosy picture of the Bevers' financial situation. Mounting debts and strained resources suggested possible motives rooted in financial desperation. Investigators explored whether someone could have stood to gain from Missy's death, but no concrete evidence emerged to support this theory. The financial angle, while intriguing, ultimately led to more dead ends. The forensic analysis of the crime scene yielded frustratingly few leads. Tactical gear worn by the assailant had likely minimized the transfer of trace evidence. No fingerprints, no DNA, no definitive clues were left behind. The murder weapon, a hammer, was a common item, making it difficult to trace. The meticulousness of the crime suggested a killer who was either extraordinarily lucky or exceptionally skilled. In an effort to rule out potential suspects, polygraph tests were administered to several individuals close to Missy, including her husband and other family members. While not infallible, The tests added another layer of scrutiny to the investigation. All of the subjects passed, but the polygraph results did little to quell the suspicions and rumors circulating within the community. A psychological profile of the killer was developed, painting a picture of someone with deep-seated issues and possibly a personal vendetta against Missy. The calm and calculated manner of the attack suggested a lack of emotion, hinting at a sociopathic or psychopathic personality. This profile guided the investigators, but without a clear suspect, it remained a theoretical construct. Missy's murder attracted national attention, with media outlets flocking to Midlothian. The relentless coverage brought the case into the public eye, but also muddied the waters with speculation and sensationalism. Tips poured in from all over the country, but each lead seemed to lead to a new dead end. The media circus added pressure to the already strained investigation, as detectives raced against time and public scrutiny. Months turned into years, and despite the exhaustive efforts of law enforcement, Missy Bevers' murder remained unsolved. The case file grew thicker, filled with interviews, tips, and theories, but the central mystery endured. Who was the masked intruder? What was the motive behind such a brutal and senseless act? Questions lingered, haunting the community and everyone who had been touched by Missy's life. In the aftermath of her death, Missy Bevers was remembered not for the tragic manner of her passing, but for the vibrant and inspiring life she led. Her legacy lived on through her family, friends, and the countless individuals she had motivated and uplifted. The search for her killer continued, driven by the hope that someday justice would prevail. The case of Missy Bevers remains a testament to the dark mysteries can lurk beneath the surface of everyday life and the enduring human spirit that seeks to uncover the truth.